pairing, and says we're live now, which is sweet. So we'll give people just a hot second to get on here. And what I'll do is let me pull it on here. If you're on here and you're watching live right now, I'm here with Samantha Wyckoff, right?
Yep.
I'm always nervous. I always said Wyckoff at the beginning when we first working together. I'm like, gosh, I don't want to be wrong. Yeah, I friggin' hate being wrong because my last name's so hard to pronounce that, like, they're like Schneck, Skank, like,
yes,
whatever. It's close enough. Just don't call me Skank. All right, that's all. That's where I draw the line. But if you are on and you're watching, make sure that you post that you are live. That way, we've got 500 something people that are in the group. But it doesn't get pushed out to all of them because Facebook, the algorithm, all this other cool stuff kind of screws it up. So help a brother out, share this with other people by just saying that you are live in the building. Looks like we got a couple people live with us already. So without taking up tons and tons of time, because Sam is a super busy lady, and I asked her, hey, if you could help me help other people, inspire some people, and she said, absolutely she would. So really pumped about that. So for those of you who don't know, Sam's been in the program for 12 weeks, I think you said, right? Just about?
No, 8 weeks.
8 weeks. Okay, 8 weeks,
yep.
Which is awesome. Down how much?
14 pounds.
14 pounds in 8 weeks. Freaking awesome. And Sam, tell the people in this group a little bit about yourself.
I run a mortgage company in Surprise, and that's a very large mortgage company. And with my husband, I have 2 boys, 17 and 11. My husband just opened another business. And the reason I say that is because my kids are in sports and I'm a super busy working mom, like lots of you are probably watching this right now. And I've kind of put the reason I found Chris was through my childhood best friend, Lindsay. And I needed help taking care of myself because I wasn't working what I was doing.
You can say shit together. It's all good.
Yeah, I had to get my shit together.
What is your husband? What's the other business?
My husband just opened a remote control RC track in Surprise.
That's freaking cool.
Yep.
I had no idea. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen so I live in East Mesa. There's this kid with a really fast RC car. I'm like, that thing's going at least 50. Just
yeah.
Boom. I'm like, holy crap. That's insane.
Yep.
It's not the stock car things, right? It's ones that you actually have to control.
Yeah, it's the remote control ones.
That's freaking nuts. Yeah. All right. So you said, hey, you joined, Lindsay was in the program. You saw her. What made you like take a step in this direction instead of trying, I don't know, keto or boot camp or something like that?
So I did try keto, and I worked out. I love to work out. I love to run, and I've always loved to run, and I love to hike, and I like to be active, and I lift weights, and I was working out 5 days a week, and I was not seeing anything happen. And unless I starved myself, I did do keto. I lost 10 pounds. I went to President's Club for work and I gained it all back in 5 days.
Yeah.
So I'm like, clearly Lindsay and I were talking about this the other day. We were not taught how to eat. Neither one of us as children growing up or anything. So no wonder we're honestly in the situation that we're in. But what got me was Lindsay was posting her food on Instagram. And I was watching and she'd be like, down 10, down 20, throwing these clothes away. And I'm like, how is she? And then she posts one day, and I'll never forget where I was. She posted a picture of pizza and she said, this is dinner tonight with a salad. And I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, there's no way. And so I called her and I said, I want you to tell me about this. And she did. And then I remember I had taken my son to school that morning before I messaged Chris, and I was in line to get a tea because I was dragging ass and I was so tired in the mornings, and I was in tears as I filled it out. And I thought, this is going to be it. This is going to have to work. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to make this work.
Yeah. I remember our conversation because it was only 15 minutes, which I think is a record. It's got to be some record for me, right? It's really good. Typically it's like an hour. And so I was like, all right, she's definitely somebody who's talked to Lindsay, who's gotten an idea of how this thing works. And also is really needing a solution to this problem yesterday. Right. And I remember when on your form, the words were, and I posted in the tag here, the description was, you've been waking up hungover every morning for the last 11 years, I want to say, is what you said.
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, I know after I heard that, I'm like, holy crap, like that's such a perfect definition, because I was in that same boat of like every day just waking up like, gosh, I'm just freaking so tired and have to get up and, you know, go to work and then try and then freaking get an energy drink or something to keep it going. And so what was like that final, I mean, the final kicker was seeing her post her stuff. But what was the thing just before then where even the thought of trying something was even on the radar?
Because nothing's worked. It's, you know, everybody wants a bunch of money and they don't, you know, just do this, just, you know, I don't know. Working out was, you know, like you taught me, was like a little bit of it, a little. I mean, I remember when you said, you're only going to work out 3 days a week. Well, I was killing myself, getting my kids in bed, only sleeping 6 hours because I had to work out. And I still work out and I like it now because I actually like it. It's not, you know, it's on my to-do list. I have to do it. But I just knew I couldn't continue the pace I'm on doing what I'm doing. I mean, I was performing at work really, really well. I'm like top 30 in my company, but I can't seem to lose 10 pounds. There's something wrong there. Very wrong.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I need to be an example to my children. I mean, my kids both were like, Mom, why aren't you eating dinner with us? Like, well, you know, so, I mean, it just wasn't working. I need to be a good example to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And throughout our conversation, when you had first joined, like, then you got on board, as soon as you got on board, like, what were your initial thoughts of, all right, I talked to Chris, I got an idea from Lindsay about the program. I talked to Chris, got an idea from his point. Like, what were the things about it that you're like, this might actually be a thing. This might be something that actually is going to work.
So I was really excited at first, and then I was scared. And at first I gave you some, you know, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to, at one point it was, I wasn't eating enough and you're like, I remember I was driving and I was telling you that and you're like, I don't care. Like, you do care, but you're like, I'm not listening to it. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, I'm a no bullshit person. So you don't take, because everybody, like, if you're going to join, you're going to have the excuses. That's just part of it. You've had for so long that they're going to come out. And Chris did this amazing webinar. And it was like, I think an hour and a half or something when I first started. And the one thing that I took from it was, he was like, what you're doing today, is that going to get you what you want tomorrow? And I constantly hear you say that in my head. When I'm going to make a choice, nope, this is not, no, I know where I need to go. I know what I need to do, you know, and I know what I want now. And for me, I felt better before I saw the weight really come off. Mm-hmm. So I remember I called you that day and I said, oh my God, today I don't feel like I'm hungover for the first time in so long. And you're like, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, and ever since then, if nothing else happened, that feeling is amazing because I feel so much better.
Heck yeah. Because like if that feeling was there and you're performing top 30 in your company.
Right. I know my boss is kind of scared right now because the last 8 weeks, Chris is like literally taking me upside down, shook me up. And then I'm like, okay, I got this. And I know what I want. I know what I need to do. I know if things aren't working for me, the one thing that you don't just preach about food, you really, you know, your Facebook post, your live, they talk about so much more than that. So much more than that. I feel like it's a little bit of food and it's nutrition and it's working out, but you really dive into what, like, the issues that are under there. Yeah. Now that's what I needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And coincidentally, I was like, today I just got caught up and I just didn't prioritize time as well as I should, but I'm making a reel literally talking about that for Instagram. It's like the 3 questions you need to ask yourself before joining any fitness or nutrition program, right? It's not even like a ha gotcha, it's me thing. No. 3 questions. One, what are the habits, behaviors that you're trying to like upgrade or get rid of, right? Like weight loss is a byproduct.
Yep.
Then it's like, will the solution get me what I want, right? So if you're binge eating at night, slapping boot camp to that, really not going to solve anything.
Yeah.
Feels good though, you're doing something. And then the third question is, can you do this in 10 years?
Yes.
You can't do it in
Yes.
10 years. Go.
Here's the problem. Once you know, and I have a long way to go, so I've only been in 8 weeks, I know that. But what I know, I can never unknow.
Yeah.
And so whenever I go down a road that's not maybe, if I have something that's not on my plan or I go to do it, I know immediately, instead of, today you talked about this beating yourself up, looking in that rearview mirror. Nope. I know what I know, and I know what I need to do, and I know I need to get back on there. And no, you don't need to go run 3 miles and be dead tired and killing yourself, because that's not going to do anything. Just, yep. I always think reset and just go.
Absolutely. And so you first start super nervous. You're like, oh my gosh, this is exciting. Things are starting to change. Like, what are some beyond like, hey, you're waking up not feeling really, that hungover feeling anymore, the weight's starting to come down. What are maybe some other things that have happened so far that you wouldn't have thought would have come from joining the Trailblazer program?
I think the people you have on Voxer that you have, that's like, you just have a group there that they're dedicated. And even though you work out with them, I feel like, you talk to us every morning, you have no idea what that, quick happy freaking day, means to everybody, because there's days where you don't want to do this, or you don't want to face your demons that you have to face. I have a lot of clarity now. I have a lot of focus, and I have a ton of energy. So I can't believe being only 14 pounds down. I literally think to myself sometimes, I get really excited. I'm like, oh God, what am I going to feel like when I'm 30 pounds down? Because I am sleeping better. I'm not needing 8 hours of sleep. I feel good at 6 hours of sleep. I try to strive for more than that, but my workouts, I feel strong. That's only a little bit of time, and I'm already seeing, those kind of results. So I at work, I've, in the last 30 days, just for me professionally, I feel so much more like, this is not serving me. We're going to make this adjustment. And for me, I had a lot of mental clarity first before I had the physical clarity.
Yeah. And what's really cool about that too, for like some people, because some people are watching this are clients currently, some people aren't. And so really something to really think about just in general, right, is when it comes to, I think it's just, maybe it's my program, maybe it's not my program, but I just think I just only look at my stuff. So probably it's just me, there's 2 different sorts of like battles we're facing, right? We've got the scale, which, yeah, that's important. And the scale will go down and we'll get victories there. But we also have this other one, like non-scale victories, like mindset victories, like the things that you're talking about, like right now is insane. Your non-scale victories are so high that like the limiting factor for 99% of people is not the non-scale victories. Typically what happens is you'll get punched in the face with something and realize that the 40 pounds you lost was coincidence. It just happened. And so like it'll be the same 40 pounds you gain back if we don't fix the mental game.
Absolutely.
Right. And so the good thing for you, Sam, is that, your mental game is on point, which means the 14 pounds you've lost ain't never coming back ever.
No.
Which is awesome.
And I think for me, I hit a lull probably 3 weeks ago. I was just really frustrated. I think because as you're dealing with all this stuff, and I'm talking mental stuff, and then I'm like, I just can't eat zucchini anymore. I was just feeling very defeated one night. And Lindsay was like, she knows me since 7th grade. So she's like, you got this. What are you doing? And then I'm frustrated. I'm overwhelmed. And I think because I was dealing with all these things that I needed to deal with that I haven't dealt with. And with work and just learning how to eat. And really, I mean, for me, I was like, God, I'm 37 years old and don't even know what a carb is. I mean, come on. And
Yeah.
so it was just processing that. And at like 8 o'clock at night, my friend Lindsay had some groceries delivered. She's like, this is what you need. Like, get your head together. You got this. I'm like, okay. And but that's what I'm talking about, the support from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Just there's a whole community that gets it totally and without judgment. But Chris doesn't take your crap. So it's a great thing, because for me, you can't continue to keep doing what you were doing for me 8 weeks ago and lose 14 pounds and feel the way I do.
Right.
But that took me a while to figure that out. Well, why can't I go do this? I don't understand. You're like, because you can't. That's why we're here.
Right. Totally.
It's hard. It's hard, but it's not hard. Once you get it, and for me, commit to the plan. I always tell you, trust the plan. I love football, so I always say, trust the play. That's what I tell my team all the time. I preach it. Trust the play. Trust the play. If you trust Chris and you trust the plan, it won't be hard. If you fight him like I did at first, it sucks.
Yeah, which is all good, right? What are some things maybe that, like, speaking of things like, oh, I didn't know this was a carb at this time. What are some things that you've learned that you're like, wow, I never would have thought that? Or what are some things that part of the program that you're like, wow, this is like really cool stuff that I never would have thought about or that I learned before?
The first one is just, I think truly, like, I've mastered like 2 restaurants. Sometimes I have to eat out for lunch, but having control, not, I honestly did not know a fruit was a carb. I feel so embarrassed to say that, but I didn't know that yogurt, Chobani, would be considered a protein. I didn't know that stuff. I remember when I first weekend with Chris, I was so horrified. He goes, all right, go ahead and show me the macros. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And he was like, just the nutrition label. I'm like, oh, okay. That's what I told Lindsay the other day. We were never taught these things. Or you don't realize that you're buying a bag of sweet potatoes in the frozen section. I thought those were sweet potatoes. So I text Chris one day. I'm like, look, I'm going to buy. No, you're not. I didn't know they were soaked in oil, but that's basic stuff. I didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know. Also, the other thing to take away from me is, as you go along this program, you listen to your body and how you react to food. I was told I had a ton of food allergies. Turns out some of them aren't actually food allergies, and other stuff that what didn't even show up on this allergy test I had before I met Chris don't make my body feel good. So the systematic, I like that. I'm like, oh, I don't feel great when I eat that. Okay, we're not going to eat that anymore. Even though you want it, you don't want it because you don't, you're like, that doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah. And for those of you who like have seen these things, to provide a tiny bit of context, in phase 3 of our program, there's 4 phases in it. Phase 1, foundation; 2, restoration; 3, fat loss; 4, maintenance. Is unlike maybe what other people do, is when you are on a fat loss part of program, it's vegetables, protein, and that's pretty much it. Although that's still to some degree true, right? We got to limit food intake somehow, right, to lose weight. There's no real secret behind that. But something that we do is we introduce foods back into your plan. And so as we do that systematically, you add in a food item every single week. And after you've gone through the restoration phase, which is, you could Google FODMAPs and follow it to some degree, I suppose, if you'd like. But once you get through that, you start eating something and you're like, oh, like, although for me, I had peanut butter or pizza on Friday, and this morning I woke up, or yesterday I woke up, I'm like, oh, my stomach doesn't feel good. And the next day, oh, and I'm like, oh yeah, me and cheese freaking hate each other, And so today, finally, like, after I don't know how many times I've used the bathroom, I feel finally better. Was it worth it? No, it sucked. It's painful. It's never fun. And so you start remembering and realizing these things of however good whatever tastes, It doesn't taste as good as waking up not hungover, having energy, wake up at 4:30 before your alarm, getting workouts in, getting 2 hours worth of emails, getting to work all dressed up and ready to kick some ass instead of waiting freaking forever and getting your butt whooped, right?
Well, and I feel like I was always behind and overwhelmed, and I think a lot of moms feel like that. But you did a challenge, I think 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, and you asked us on one of the homework assignments, what were you going to change? This is your homework. What's one thing? And I said, I'm going to get up when my alarm clock goes off. And then my son came home and said, hey, I got to be at football at 5 a.m. I'm like, oh, great. So I get up at 4:30 now, and I don't go back to sleep. And I feel I don't go to bed till 9 or 10. And I feel amazing because by the time I wake my younger son up, laundry's done, school lunch is up. We're not having this hustle bustle in the morning. And I feel so much calmer going into my day with my team, with the people that I'm in charge to lead. I walk in, I'm like, I've already read that email. Let's go, let's get it done. It's not, right. I'm not behind and feeling like, oh my God, I'm so stressed and working till 9 or 10 at night. The adjustment's been small, and it sounds like, oh wow, okay, you get an hour and a half earlier than you did. No, it's huge. It's because I'm not waking up hungover. It's not taking me 30 minutes to get it together either.
Totally, absolutely. And like, talk about the law of attraction, right? Like, cool, you got to go to bed early. Well, let's test you. Boom, yeah. 4:30 in the morning, sucker. Like, prove it, mofo. That's always awesome. I love that stuff. Those nice little lessons that come like piling through, which feels great. Sweet. Awesome. I just hit the thing on my chair. You see me just drop out of nowhere? Oh, that was weird. Okay, so I guess like the last little bit, and then we'll open it up to a couple of questions as my wife is blowing up. Our dryer is messed up. Guess who didn't just answer the dang door for the repairman? My freaking wife. Damn it. But I still love her anyway if she watches this, or if you know her, still love her. Sucks, but love her. What are some like if you're somebody who's maybe watching this who is a little bit on the fence, just so you know too, Sam, I know you're in the group again. I am, because it was such a really awesome experience for a lot of people, and a lot of people really missed out on joining it. We're doing another one of those 5-day challenges. It's free, starts on Monday next week, that Sam's talking about with the challenges, the homeworks and things like that. I've kind of changed up a little things. There's some things I like, some things I want to change. So it's free, 5 days. And so if you're listening to this and you're like, wow, like I really relate to what Sam's saying. I think that, man, I'm really busy, and Sam runs a freaking company and in charge of how many people? Well, -7. How many people were you in charge of before the 7?
I run a team of over 15 right now, including sales and operations. So
friggin' A. And this isn't, she's not slinging coasters here. You know what I mean? Like she's
no, if you know what's been going on in the market, it's mortgages. So the last year and a half of my life has been, insane to say the least.
Slinging deals.
Deals.
So with that, right? She's not some bum. High level, high achiever that might be like in the same boat as you. Like, I didn't freaking know there was carbs and fat fruits. And do you know what's even crazier? There's carbs in vegetables.
I know.
And you know what's crazier than that? There's protein in spinach. A lot of it.
Didn't know that.
Crazy. So if you're somebody though that is like that, who's like, man, maybe this 5-day challenge thing is good, or maybe join the Trailblazer program's the thing. Like, who do you think it's for, and what would you tell them if they are on the fence?
I think when I joined, I was very desperate. I felt very hopeless. I honestly didn't. I was 50-50, honestly, that it would work. And I think I've tried a lot of different things. And if you're just tired of feeling tired, and you're tired of not seeing the scale move, and you truly want to change your life, and you're willing to just trust Chris and trust this plan, it will work. It will work. And you will have moments like I did where you think this isn't going to work because you're going to have to deal with the mental aspect. But the more that I release and just trust him and listen to him, and you can't continue. I always say, is what working? Is what you're doing working? Has it been working for you? No, then you have to completely flip it and do it over. It will work. He knows what he's doing. He's very supportive. He won't take your crap and he'll listen to you, but he'll drive you. If you have to be results driven, if you're going to change your life, this is going to change your life.
Yeah, for sure.
More ways than you. I thought I was just signing up just to lose some. I just want to lose some weight. And he like, okay. I mean, he literally turned me upside down and shook me out and then put me right side up and was like, okay, now you're ready.
Right. This is how we do it. Awesome. Sweet.
It's not hard either. It's very easy to learn what a carb is and learn what to eat and what not to eat. It's not hard.
Absolutely. Sweet. So, hey, there's a couple people on here that are watching. If you have questions that you would like to ask, you can. We'll wait a couple minutes or so. If nobody says anything, that's totally cool. But beyond that, right? Like, what are some things maybe that while questions come in, there's not a lot of people on. Most people catch the replays, which is sick. If you are catching the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay or put hashtag live. So again, Facebook loves messing with people, specifically people like me for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe post-thyroid or whatever. They don't like. So with that, help a brother out, get this out to 500 other people that are in the group that are here to want to lose weight too. And I think it's important. Lindsay asks, what's your favorite on-plan meal? Before you answer though.
You already know what it's going to be.
Yeah. Before that, Lindsay, I'll put my 1 second coaching hat back on and say, there's no such thing as on plan and off plan if you make it fit. So go on.
So, my hands down favorite thing that I eat right now, and I'm completely obsessed, is Chobani yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
My second is dirty rice, and that's thanks to Lindsay, because with bison, and that's like one of my favorite meals.
Dirty rice. What is in dirty rice?
Rice, and I double the protein in bison. It's got seasoning. It's a mix. But I just feel like I am worried a little bit because my Chobani yogurt obsession. The other day, you're like, yeah, I really need to see you eating something else. I'm like, no, I'm like, you have no idea. This is amazing. And bananas, honestly, and here's why. All the other things I've done, breads and no. Oh, no, you can't have bananas. No, you can't have, no. So everything I was told, no, you can't have. I lost 14 pounds having all those things. I'll never forget the day he goes, you can have 3 bananas a day. I don't care. I don't care what you go for it. I'm like, oh my God, you have bananas? I was so happy.
So weird, right? And like, if we just take a huge step back and think about that, like a plan saying you can't eat bananas,
right?
And saying putting, I don't know, a tub of butter on something is healthy.
Or having, I mean, when I did keto, it was, you can have heavy cream and you can have this, but I'm like, I just want fruit. Can I have some fruit? No. But I really want fruit. No, can't have that.
Oh, do you know what's something really cool too? Because Lindsay's flooding it with a couple of questions. Something that's really interesting about just things in general for people that are watching keto that right now might be a little triggered, which is okay. Dude, stay triggered. It's all good. But I got one little thing for you. When you lose fat, you have to be in ketosis in general, because that's how you get rid of fat. Goof. You don't have to eat butter to do that. Silly. Yeah. Lindsay also asked, what type, I think she's asking what's your favorite type of workouts that you do?
I love to lift and I love to run.
How are you lifting?
I have a gym at my house, but I live with my husband at night, and that's another thing is Chris is like, don't overcomplicate this. You know, I'm like, how do you want me to lift? And, you know, you taught me the push, pull, the core. It's not that hard. And I enjoy that time with my husband, and we walk our puppies every night. And I don't know, I haven't killed myself like I was in the gym, and, you know, it's steadily coming off.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? If you like to run, running gets easier as you get lighter.
Turns out, yeah, for sure. And turns out too, the push, pull, squat, hinge, accessory, and core, that sounds a whole lot like the training I did last week.
It is.
Weird.
See, we actually listen.
crazy. Like, it's like I almost give away a bunch of the stuff. That's weird.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. So, it's Zatarans. It's Zatarans rice.
Yes, yes,
Okay, sweet.
yes.
Does that have butter in it?
Not that I know of. I don't put butter in it.
Okay. I'm gonna say, if it does, watch it, girl.
Nope,
Somebody was
nope.
telling me today they had like something and it had eggs in it. I'm like, there's yolks in that. That counts as fat, homie. You better watch that. Anyway, it looks like that's all we got as far as questions go. A couple things for everybody's watching this, which is sweet. First off, thank you, Sam, for freaking taking the time. You're a busy chick, and I do appreciate it a lot. Couple things. If you guys, and I just tell this to everybody, do not, no butter, dude, is what Lindsay said. I'm like, I just want to make sure, you know what I mean? Got to keep on top of it. Do not go out and ask Sam anything other than house stuff. Don't ask her about programs, nothing like that. Don't bother her. If you do, I'll kick you out of the program or out of this group. It's a free group, so don't do it. Just don't be a dick about it. Okay. If you do have questions that you would like answered, you absolutely can post them down below. If Sam gets to it, great. I'm not saying go and do that. You absolutely don't have to. I'll answer the questions if it makes sense, or if it's something to you, I might just ask you and then say what your response is, whatever. Yeah. If though you're like, hey, all this stuff might sound like bullshit, and it might sound, like you can have bananas and eat normal food and have pizza and all these things and still lose weight. What do you freaking know? You can do all those things. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it. And the first really good step to do that is, if you're watching this on May 3rd through the 10th, through the whatever the Friday is, the 8th or something like that, you can join our free 5-day Supercharge challenge, Supercharge Your Metabolism, which is, I go over the exact steps on how to increase your metabolism, boost your energy, and shed some unwanted pounds. I don't know if you know, Sam, there's like people that lost like 3 or 4 pounds last week on the last.
I saw when we were on last week, they just made a couple of adjustments and started losing weight. Friggin'
A, right? Yeah. So that you can do that. If you're not watching it before the 10th of 2021 of May, you can join by clicking the link somewhere up above where it says, hey, schedule a breakthrough call. We'll go over the exact thing we did with Sam, going over really what your struggles are. Obviously, you're on the call to lose weight. You want to figure out where you're at, what your goal is, what it would look like to work together. If it makes sense, we'll do it. If it doesn't make sense, you don't vibe with me, hey, I'll point you in the right direction. I got friends who do a bunch of stuff. So with all that being said, again, thank you, Sam, for your time. I do appreciate it greatly. And all you guys have a freaking awesome Monday, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you,
Bye,
Chris.
Sam.